Well then, it's time for the final video of Star Wars month. Hello everyone, and today, welcome to the final video of Star Wars month. Seeing how it's the final video of Star Wars month, I think it's appropriate to rank all movies in the Skywalker Saga. Now, here are the rules for this list. I'm only counting the 12 movies in the Skywalker Saga, so that means the 9 episodic movies, the 2 anthology films, and of course, the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. I am not including the holiday special or the Ewok specials because those are non-canon, and I'm not having the Family Guy or Spaceballs in here because those are parodies, not actual Star Wars movies. So that being said, let's start off the list with number 12. Now I just want to say this right off the bat, I don't consider any of these 12 movies to be bad. In fact, for numbers 12, 11, 10, and 9, I just think they're okay films. So that being said, number 12 on this list is Attack of the Clones. This, like I said before, I just consider this movie to be okay. It's not good, it's not bad. There is a lot of stuff I like in the movie, especially the action, especially the battle in Geonosis, Ewan McGregor, and the subplot with Obi-Wan. And yeah, but there is a lot of problems with the movie. Like, for example, a lot of the CGI, I can tell sometimes it was CGI. Like, there's a moment where, like, Anakin is, like, riding this beast on this grass field. And, yeah, it was kind of obvious that was CGI. And, yeah, some of the CGI hasn't aged well. But to be fair, this movie has probably the funniest line ever spoken by 3PO, where during the Battle of Geonosis, his head is swapped out on a battle droid, and it's, like, blasting, Jedi saying, "Die, Jedi dogs!" What did I say? That part was funny. But, yeah. Now, I get that Anakin was not born to, be a romantic since the Jedi Code forbids it. But there is a lot of cheesy moments between him and Padme. And there's a lot of moments that make no sense. Like, there's a part where, Padme's off saying, "We can't be in love. You're a Jedi and I'm a senator." Then, why are you wearing a dress that's basically saying, "Hey, Anakin, make out with me"? Like, seriously, did you think this out, woman? I'm just saying. And there's also this really complicated part where, like, okay, I get that Jango Fett wants to send another person to kill Padme, seeing how this is a senator we're talking about. But here's the thing. There's a part where he has the perfect opportunity to kill Padme since Anakin and Obi-Wan aren't there, but he decides to kill Sam rather than just kill Padme, even though she's, like, wide open. No one protecting her, nothing. I'm just saying, Jango, you could have had an easy shot. But still, this is just an okay film. There's nothing really to talk about this movie. Number 11 on this list goes to the movie I consider to be filler in the franchise. Is Solo, a Star Wars story. Like I said before, I don't consider this to be a bad movie, but it's just, There is a lot of stuff that's good in the movie, like the special effects, Donald Glover, and yeah, those are the best parts of the movie, and I do consider the relationship between Han and Chewie to be really good, but still, the major problem with the movie is that it feels filler. It's like an episode of a TV show that's like this big, grand story, and then right before it gets into, like, the most intense part, there's a filler episode. It feels like that, and yeah, and there's a lot of stupid fan service in this movie, like how Han got his last name. Did we really need to know how Han got his last name? And later in the movie, Han says, "Oh yeah, I knew my dad," so wouldn't he know his last name? So what was the point of the Imperial officer saying, "Han Solo"? And Dryden Voss, he is probably the weakest villain in any Star Wars movie. In terms of the main villain, anyway. He is just boring. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Bettany is a good actor and he's having fun here, but I literally forgot his name. The villain's name, but still. And yeah, it's just an okay movie. So, yeah. Kicking off the top 10, we have Star Wars The Clone Wars, the movie. Now, this wasn't actually going to be a movie. It was mostly going to be a pilot to the TV show. But George Lucas was all like, hey guys, we have enough footage for an actual movie, so why not we release this to theaters so that people will get excited for the Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show, huh? And yeah, this is just an okay movie. There's not much to talk about. The plot is kind of weak. The animation is but there's not really much to say really. Just go ahead and watch the Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show instead. It's much better. This movie is just So now that we're at number 9, we have Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I kind of have a soft spot for this since I grew up with this movie, but yeah, I do feel like some of the characters are really interesting, especially Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, Palpatine, and Obi-Wan. Those are the best characters in the movie. I find Watto to be funny, and the special effects do hold up in my opinion. The pod racing scene is fantastic. There was a lot of great action in the movie, especially the end, and Duel of the Fates was awesome. But the movie has a lot of boring politics scenes. A lot of the acting from not Kirsten Dunst, but the person who plays Padme is not very good. She's just so wooden and bland. Yeah, no offense, you're a great actress, but you just weren't given a good script for this movie or a good direction. And yeah, and of course Jar Jar Binks, but still. Now, there's not much to talk about really, so next number. Now we're finally getting into the really good Star Wars movies. Kicking off the top 8, we are at Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This is a pretty good movie. Not fantastic, but just pretty good. I love how this movie feels like an actual war movie. Funny, considering how this movie is called Star Wars, and this movie feels like an actual war movie. It feels like something out of, say, Saving Private Ryan, even though I haven't seen that movie. A lot of the characters are mostly interesting. Well, 3 of them are interesting. K2SO, Chirrut, and Jin, they're the only interesting out of the cast. I do like how they had Saw Gerrera from the cartoon in the movie. I thought he was really cool. And yeah, a lot of the action is fantastic, especially near the end. I really love how during the space battle, they have 2 Star Destroyers collide with each other. That is awesome. But yeah, the first act of the movie isn't very good, but still, a pretty good Star Wars movie, and yeah. At number 7, we have, now I think you're all thinking it's Revenge of the Sith, seeing how I have the first 5 movies on this list were just prequel films, but you're mistaken, my friend, because at number 7, we have A New Hope. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I love this movie. We're finally getting to the Star Wars movies that I love, but still, I do really like this movie. I feel like it's a great introduction to the Star Wars franchise. A lot of the special effects hold up. My major problem with the movie is the special edition, how it kind of pulls the movie back in a way. I do feel like there are some moments where I feel like the acting is really good, but sometimes with Carrie Fisher's accent, it's not very good. And yeah, it's still an amazing movie, but still, I just prefer the other 6. At number 6 on this list, kicking off the top 6, we are at Return of the Jedi. I love this movie. I feel like it feels like a great climax to the original trilogy, and if this was the end of the Skywalker Saga like it was originally meant to be, I would have been satisfied. It feels like it would be a great ending, but I still like the sequel trilogy. I feel like Mark Hamill is at his best here, and, well, until Last Jedi, but still. And I also love the final battle between Luke and Vader. That fight was perfection at its core, and a lot of the stuff between Luke and Vader was phenomenal. And yeah, it's still an awesome movie, and I love Return of the Jedi today. Now, if you're wondering why I'm going so fast with this list, it's because I've already reviewed these 12 movies before, so I'm looking at this like a lightning round, so to speak, of my rankings. And I just want to say before we get to number 5, my ranks for number 3, 4, and 5 could change in the future when I rewatch these movies. So yeah, this is just my current ranking of these 12 movies. So that being said, number 12 on this list is Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I just have a box set of these prequel movies, so yeah. But still, I have always loved Revenge of the Sith, but I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10 now because I do acknowledge there are some big flaws in the movie. Like sometimes the CGI, you can tell it's CGI. A lot of the dialogue is not very good in some scenes, but a lot of dialogue is mostly good. And I really do think that there are some slow moments, especially during the middle half. But when it gets to around, say, Order 66, that's when the movie picks up. And yeah, it's a really good film. I love the characters, the action is phenomenal, and a lot of the actors do a phenomenal job, especially Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and of course, Ian McDiarmid. They all did phenomenal. And yeah, I still love Revenge of the Sith, and I can rewatch the movie any day. So, at number 4 on this list, we have The Last Jedi. Now, I will say sorry, I can't talk today. My number score for this movie has gone down to a 9 out of 10, but I still love this movie today. I will admit the movie does have some flaws. Like, there are some moments during the Canto Bite and Poe story arcs that aren't very good, and yeah. But I still love this movie. I feel like all the actors do a phenomenal job. The special effects. This is probably the best looking Star Wars movie. Any shot from this movie looks like a work of art. I'm not even joking. I love what they did with Luke's character, making him a broken person. The movie is about Luke Skywalker becoming Luke Skywalker, becoming the legend that we always build him up as. And I love the theme of that don't put your heroes on a pedestal. I love that theming. I love the theme of failure and rising above failure. It's so powerful. And also, a lot of the moments between Rey and Kylo Ren were actually very heartwarming and really good. And I love how it subverted my expectations really well. And yeah, and I also love the way Luke died. It was a perfect moment, and yeah. Anywho, let's move on to the top 3 with The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, you probably didn't notice the poster, but still. I personally love this movie. I will admit the movie does have some flaws, particularly with the jokes, and sometimes they feel, not really needed in some scenes, and sometimes the editing can be a little weird. But other than that, I had a blast seeing this movie. I remember, here's the thing. I never even got out of my seat to go use the bathroom. Even though I wanted to use the bathroom, I stayed in my seat because I did not want to miss a single second of this movie, and I'm glad I did. And I loved pretty much everything in this movie. The acting is phenomenal. The special effects are gorgeous to look at, and I love how they expand the lore and the characters. And I also love the theming of it doesn't matter where you come from, you decide your own destiny. And I love that. It's not about where you come from. You can be a good person if you want to. And yeah, all the actors do a phenomenal job, especially Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, and Ian McDiarmid. They are phenomenal in this movie. And I love the saber fights between Rey and Kylo. They are great. And there is a lot of emotional moments that really work for me. And as a Star Wars fan, I left the theater satisfied. I'm not even joking. This won't be the last time I talk about Rise of Skywalker, since we have another ranking video soon about the movies this year, but still, I love Rise of Skywalker, and it's okay if you dislike it, but I personally really enjoyed the movie. At number 2, we have The Force Awakens. Wow. Numbers 4, 3, and 2 are all the sequel trilogy movies. How wonderful. But this movie is phenomenal. I'm not even joking. I still give this movie a 10 out of 10. I love it. The pacing is perfect. The characters are all lovable. Almost instantly, I fell in love with them. There's only one moment in the movie I didn't like, and that was the Raftar scene, but it's still an enjoyable scene. And yeah, there's not much to say, really. I love the action. I love how the saber fight between Finn and Kylo feels dirty. It feels gritty, and I love it for that. And yeah, not too much to say, really. I personally love The Force Awakens. And now, you're at number 1 on this list. What could be number 1? What film could it be? At number 1, we have the Star Wars Holiday Special. I'm just joking with you. It's Empire Strikes Back. You probably guessed that because it's the only movie not to talk about. But still. What could I say that I haven't already said? I adore this movie. This is my favorite movie of all time. It is near perfection. This is an instant masterpiece. Everything about this movie is outstanding. The acting, the special effects, the practical effects, everything is perfect. The action, the characters, the story, it's phenomenal. What could I say, really? But still. Now, here we are. Now, that was the final video of 2019, folks. Hope you enjoyed the final video of Star Wars Month and my last video of 2019. And to think, in 2 days from now, it'll be the start of a new decade. So, there we go. That being said, I hope you enjoyed Star Wars Month. I had a lot of fun making these videos. And with that being said, guys, may the Force be with you. Bye.